All right, guys. Tonight we're taking a look at the LBT-8026A, the chest rig, fanny pack, Indiana Jones satchel, all the things that's been available. I don't know, maybe 2 years now. Been trying to get my hands on one. Awesome viewers sent it my way to take a look at, and so you guys get to take a look at it as well. And I'm excited for this one because LBX is the whole reason I started this channel, because their available materials on the website can be kind of hot garbage. And I think this falls under that same trap. So we kind of know what it does, but let's get a closer look at how it does that and whether or not it does it well. And there may be some things on here that I can't figure out because LBT is, again, not good at putting out information. So you guys are more than welcome to correct me on any of this stuff in the comments. All right, let's get it on the table, take a look. All right, guys, let's jump right into this 8026 Alpha, the do it everything fanny pack chest rig thing from LBT. So it is. I should have known this, being that it's based around a triple M4 insert. It's a very hardy size fanny pack with a good bit of depth to it. I don't know how well that's going to show up. It's got a lot of size to it. Right, so you've got your external pouches here. This one's really just like a wallet size pouch up front, Velcro, and then I mean there's some fanny packs where like this is all you get. So this is a little bit hardier here. I don't know if you would go like full-blown IFAC in there, but you could. It should fit as much as Blue Force Micro for sure in that front pocket there. And then you have your large area here, which interestingly enough, for everything else going on here, doesn't have any sort of organization in it. So it's slick on both sides, no Velcro, no tie-down points or anything like that. I think it would have been very worthwhile to... I'm going to mix it up. I think it would have been worthwhile to have Velcro on the outer face there. You've got mags back here, and the flap will be in the way potentially. But if you had Velcro out here, you could have some stuff, organized a little bit that would kind of fall away from your body as you open it up so you could access it better. But that is a very, very hardy pocket. I'm trying to find something close by that I have that would have scale that makes sense. But I don't know, we'll just, as an example, 3 M4 mags sideways should fit. That fits in there with plenty of vertical space to spare. I could do a 308 mag on top of that, and I think I could even get one more 308 mag in here and secure this without putting too much strain on anything. Yeah, there you go. 90 rounds of 5.56 and 50 rounds of 308 in magazines. So it's a good sized pocket there. It has waterproof-ish zippers everywhere. I don't know if they are truly waterproof, but they look the part. So water-resistant zippers. I think I'd give it credit for that, right? With the tape there, making a nice seal. So as a fanny pack, it's okay. I would like some sort of organization in the main compartment. But it's not just a fanny pack. It does other things. So behind the main compartment, it has this Velcro area here. So you got hook on one side, loop on the other. The hook or the loop is the side towards the body, and then the hook is away, which really only matters if you've got some sort of offset insert that you want to use in there, like combination of rifle pistol mags or whatever. But all the marketing materials, it's based on 3M4 mags, which I have no doubt that those would fit, and probably designed for an LBT insert, which I do not have. So that's kind of the pack portion, right? For $250, probably not worth it for just the amount of things that you can carry. But then we get into how you can carry them, and it's quick to get kind of wrapped around the axle real quick here. So on the back side, you've got this lower 3/4 inch belt here, which would be the waist strap when you're using this as a chest rig. So obviously, if that's not something that you're going to do, you can remove this pretty easily so it's not in your way. Can't really do anything with that pass-through. You could put like a fat body Sharpie in there or something, or maybe some pens if they've got a pretty strong pocket clip. But outside of that, that little piece there is not useful for much. Then you've got your standard fanny pack waist strap here with plenty of length on that, and that would feed through this pocket here and then out these wings and give you your standard waist strap. If you're using it as a chest rig, you're looking at this kind of setup here, which was really throwing me off until I looked at the marketing material and realized that this has another capability that I wasn't aware of. So it comes with a very legitimate chest rig harness here. So you've got an H harness with adjustable width on the back, and I've got this kind of backwards now. Okay. These go, yep, I got that flipped around. Nope, I do not. Let's see, that's on the back. Coming over the back like that, and I think these buckles are on here backwards. That was probably my fault. But so there's your shoulder riser, and then around the sides you've got these 2-inch buckles. What did I do here? I did mount this backwards. There we go. That makes more sense. That's what I get for disconnecting everything. So you've got the straps that come around the sides here and plug into these 1.5-inch buckles. So there's your H harness. Any twisting is my fault. It's not actually twisted on here, with your waist strap for your lower portion. All right, but what was going on here was really throwing me off when I took this out, because like it's not quite as wide as it wants to be, and these flaps are just kind of like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Help me. And they've got Velcro on them, and I undid this, and I was trying to figure out how to engage that Velcro, and it does not engage with this strap at all. So I will get this just out of the way enough that I can explain this next part. If we remove this, and this chest rig, with the vertical buckles and everything is all removable. So you just kind of twist this up and undo another layer here, and then this whole piece pulls off. So that's out of your way. But this Velcro here with the loop and then the hook is to engage with a 2-piece battle belt type setup. So I probably wouldn't use it with like a micro molly belt or something like that, but if you had just a scuba webbing belt, this is really what it's designed for. So you can thread it through here. You don't necessarily have to use the wings. You can just go through this center portion here, but it's going to be an involved process either way, so you kind of might as well. But then this Velcro will engage with what should be the soft side Velcro on your outer belt, and then you still have the Velcro left over to engage with what should be rough out inner belt. So it's still performing like a fanny pack that's fixed to a 2-piece battle belt, which I don't know how useful that would be. This is a big fanny pack, and you're not going to get it installed in a hurry, so it's going to be something that you want all the time, but also don't want it to move, which is a little strange. So you're kind of married to this thing. Now, I guess you could use it up front, kind of like a breacher's bag or something, because you could still have your insert in here, and it should be low enough that it clears your plate carrier if you're wearing a plate carrier with it, or it clears another chest rig if you're using another chest rig with it. You could have it off to the side or something like that. So maybe you got pistol on one side, you want just reloads in here, kind of offset, maybe starting at like the 2 o'clock, wrapping around to the 5 o'clock or something like that. That piece I'm not as sold on as I am the flexibility to use it as a chest rig. And even the chest rig piece it's a little gimmicky. It would be nice if you didn't have to mess with this stuff, and it would have been easy enough to avoid if you had you just had these buckles fixed and your waist belt. I mean, it would still, in theory, work with it. If we had a male on one side and female on the other, we'd just plug in right there and we really wouldn't have to change anything at all. And it would cut down on some bulk here, because you got this is kind of a massive thing here. And you would just have to do like repair buckles for the top part of the harness. So that part's a little odd to me. I think this could be cleaned up a lot more. And I still think even with those buckles there, like if these were repair buckles just on loops, you could still do the whole scuba webbing belt thing there too. I don't know. This piece is what's throwing me, and I'm not sold on it. But as a chest rig, I don't think it would be terrible. It's got a real harness on it. It's got 3 mags. It's got plenty of GP space. So depending on what you need it for, it works. I almost wish they would have made it a little bit more optimized as a chest rig and sold it as a chest rig that can be used as a fanny pack instead of a fanny pack that can be used as a chest rig. Because this is your more involved setup to install, and it should kind of be the baseline. And then maybe you want something that you can then, throw around to the side or throw around to the back. Maybe you're working in vehicles and you don't want it up front all the time, and you want to wear it down at waist level. That makes a little bit more sense to me to approach it from that angle. And then you could potentially ditch this front pocket or have it be a little bit wider and something that lays flat for using with ATAC or something like that. And then, have some organization in here for what would be your standard larger loadout. And then you could downsize when you're using it as a fanny pack if you needed to. Which I think would make more sense. You could almost use this like a very small version of a Kifferu tail gunner, version 1. You could have some Molly on here, something like that. I think that makes more sense. As a fanny pack, it's big and it's going to stand out. As a chest rig, it's not great, even though the harness is a legit harness. And then they could have built this out a little bit more like a real LBT chest rig harness. They could have had some comm routing or some attachment points going up the harness like they would. LBT has when they came out, they had some of the best chest rig harnesses that were out there, in my opinion, and they kind of missed that on here. So I think for $250, that's asking a lot for what you get. $250 will get you a pretty decent chest rig and a pretty decent fanny pack separately, and then you don't have to do this goofy mixing back and forth thing. I don't know if somebody asked for this thing or if they just thought it would be a cool concept. I think it's a cool concept, but I think it misses the mark a little bit, and I would probably not be too excited to drop $250 on this thing. Black Friday, if they had them for 175 or 125, I'd be more open to that. I still don't know if I would have been super excited about it, but it's neat, and I'm glad that this guy sent it to me to look at, and so that I know kind of more of what I'm getting into. Hopefully this helped you guys out as well, and answered some questions that you may or may not have had on this thing. Maybe you didn't know it existed. Maybe it fits your needs perfectly. I don't know, but there you go. That's the London Bridge Trading LBT-8026 Alpha. So thanks for your time, guys.